I want to tune into nature. If I tune into the human, I'm humanity. I'm just gonna get upset. So I'm gonna tune into nature. I'm gonna look at the trees, and we're gonna learn from some animal medicine. Okay, the bat. So we have a nocturnal, and the phoenix, which is very diurnal. Okay, so we have light and we have dark shadow and the light. Okay. Is that too simple? Both of these are about transformation. Both of these are scorpionic. Both are coming right at you. Both of them, someone can see both of these things, the light and the shadow. Okay, we have the card of ease. We have the painting of ease. Thank God. So I heard ease up. Ease up. Easy. 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 It's okay. Easy. I think when you get into a place where it's a very fine line, it may be helpful, even just in that moment. I think even just saying that word, easy, easy, which has a feeling of like, slow down, easy, go easy on yourself. Maybe this is even a little bit of, even if it kind of feels like a lie because it might feel intense, is saying to oneself, this is easy for me. It's not cocky, fake power like, I can handle anything. Look at me. It's not that. That never works anyway. This is just easy. These look like turkey vultures right now, which in Latin is Catharis aura, which means the golden purifier, which is very similar to this phoenix energy. So of course we want to be, okay, now I'm seeing someone walk on a path. On one side of the path is in the light. But just on the other side of the path, here's the path. Okay, let's do it this way. Here's the path. The path I'm seeing is flat. It's easy to walk on. Your feet are on the ground. The light is shining on the path. But on this side, it's like the ocean. On the light side, it's like the ocean. You could go a little bit into the light, but eventually you have to stop. You can't go any further. You can't walk on water. You're not Jesus. Right? But if you look to the left, you can feel it. This is showing me a cliff. There's a big cliff, and it's all shadow, and that shadow, the sun is actually coming from the light is actually coming from the shadow's side. So we're meant to walk in the light, which you are, and acknowledge the fact that it wouldn't be wise to go into the shadow because you can only go so far. But it's also wise to know that walking directly just into the light, away from the shadow, I want to get away from this, you can only go so far also. Does this make sense? Let's see what Zumi has to say. Let's see what's around you on each side. Let's look at the light first because that's more of what there is. Okay, so we feel good about that. The deer is there. All right, let's see in the shadow, which is a night card. It's the stars. So there's a purpose to this path. The purpose is superior, what we're talking about. You see these arrows, they're pointing towards the light. They're pointing, it's like, yes, okay, yes, it is dark on this one side. Yes, it is dark. Yes, it is dark over here. Okay. You gotta acknowledge that. You can't get rid of the night, right? The moon and the stars, that just exist. Just like the sun and the sea. Roses love the sunshine. They also love water. So this is a sea rose, an ocean rose. Which also is good for the skin. The moon is also connected to the skin, which is our biggest organ, right? It's Cancerian energy, which is how we feel as we're walking along. Do we feel stable? Do we feel secure? Now, this cliff and this shadow, this darkness over here on the left of somebody is very strong. But a person can't do anything about that. You can't stop the night from coming. So I'm also seeing in some ways that because we are diurnal creatures, animals, then we should be outside during the day and inside at night. Maybe that's what's throwing off humanity, is that us as diurnal creatures, again, characters in this play of life, we go out at night, right? Because we have lights. We have fake lights now. There's fake lights. Street lights, candles, headlights. But you can only see so far like that. And I feel like that really is throwing off the balance of humanity in some way. Let's see. The Magician and the Queen of Coins. Easy. Easy. Easy in relation to your purpose. Or as you walk along this path, easy. This doesn't show me anything about the material world necessarily. Getting things, wanting things, buying things, any of that kind of thing. That is not in here at all. It has nothing to do with the purpose of, I heard, why we're here. We're here to relieve suffering and fear. We have to acknowledge that this is a natural part of life, right? Even the deer has to suffer. When there's a winter storm, the deer sleep outside. Sometimes it's a long winter and they don't have much to eat. It's a struggle. There are mountain lions and automobiles and things that the deer need to be afraid of. And that is important. Deer is actually, to me, very on top of things. It's like highly alert. So that is necessary. We don't want to ignore, again, this cliff over here. Because again, you can't, if you try to run to the left, if you try to run off this path, you hit the wall. And you go straight into the darkness and it's cold and there's nowhere to go and you just have to go back to where you came from. You'll end up back on the path. So if you're lost right now, you're like, I don't understand what is going on. It could be for some of you, everything is fine. Say like you have a home, you have food, you have loved ones, you have a job, etc., etc. The material world is fine, but you don't feel fine and you feel lost. There's only one way to go, and that is back upon this path. So all you have to do is go away from the wall. Now, those who are trying to walk on water, I heard, or to it's hard to walk on sand, right? Remember, this one hits the ocean. And now I'm seeing where a person's trying to build a bridge. But I'm seeing this almost like spiritual bypassing or like emotional bypassing. It's like, I don't want to keep walking on this path. I want to go over there. And it's like, why is this path not good enough where you are? Now, I don't think, if you're just in the shadow, then no. I heard again, walk away from the wall. Go the absolute opposite way of where you're going if you're in the shadow. Do the opposite of what you're doing. And again, I think you want to tell yourself easy. Easy, because when a person's walking over here in the shadow, they can't see anything. There's no light. And again, we're not nocturnal. We don't have sonar. We can't pick up on things. And so we're going to hurt ourselves. So go easy. I guess what I kind of see over here a little bit, this light side with the superior and the magician in the Phoenix card is like when someone has the kind of mentality. Maybe it's just what I see because, again, unfortunately, I guess I'm guilty by association what I'm involved with. But like, people are like, I'm so spiritually awakened. I'm so awakened. I don't have any shadow, like that kind of thing is also super false. Again, I heard the ocean will swallow them up eventually. And what it happens is I'm seeing the ocean wave. People that are in false positivity, what's going to happen is the ocean comes, there's a storm, and the ocean comes, and there's a huge wave, and it pushes someone to this wall. So when we ignore the shadow, that's what Pisces does. It creates a wave, it creates a tidal wave, and it pushes someone right into the wall. But what's interesting is I feel like those that stay on the path as much as possible, pretty close to it, they stay out of the shadow, but it's right next to them. Again, they're not trying to build this bridge or be fantastical about what it really is. Then when this tidal wave comes, I actually see that there's like this little gap where the wave actually goes over them, and it doesn't affect the people that are actually walking the path. So again, those of you where your feet are on the ground and you actually feel like I'm in a kind of tight spot right now. Like maybe it's I'm not happy, I'm not sad. Or maybe it's I'm a little lost, even though you know and you can feel that you're walking on the path. Again, you don't have to be afraid when this wave comes and happens. Let's choose a closing card. Let's see. Ace of Swords. Just keep walking on the path. Just stay on the path. I heard don't worry about your purpose. And maybe this is simple, too simple, but I heard the words, don't worry about whether you're happy or sad. Right? Because this could be, I'm being reminded of that Socrates quote, which I won't be able to quote correctly, but it's like Rumi says it too. I guess it's just a natural life philosophy, but it's like in elation, because this could be elation. Again, I'm so enlightened. I'm so woke or whatever. It's like, okay. But you see the deer and the no knock on the deer, but like this energy is looking away from the shadow. It's turning its back on the shadow. That's not the way. I feel like that's not what we're supposed to do. But we're not supposed to be, again, like fully in the shadow either. Like all this fear. Like what I was trying to say with this Socrates is he talks about like falling into the pit of despair, right? Or being absorbed by, being elated by something. They're two extremes. It's too extreme. I guess what we said with this Ace of Swords is true, and that's the end of the story. Walk gently. Because again, this shadow over here is scared. It feels like it's going to lose everything. It's going to lose its grasp on everything. There's so many questions that don't have any answers. Although if you sit with that, if you sit with the fear, if you acknowledge the fear and the shadow, acknowledge it. Don't go in there, get lost in there, bang your head into the wall. But this over here is too much fear. Because again, those that are in this posy only kind of vibe, and it could just be fake on the outside kind of thing, where it's like really, oh, I'm so, again, this and that, elated, so high vibing, so this and that. It's like that's the calm before the storm. That wave is going to get them first, actually. So those, again, who are stuck in the shadow right now or scared, that's, I think, why we want to be on the path. And even if you're in the shadow of, again, a little bit of questioning and uncertainty and fear, and really checking in with, like, what is the purpose? And acknowledging that, again, doesn't have anything to do with this physical world. Then you're going to be able to have a better vantage point and be able to feel that wave coming or see that wave coming. Even though it's dark over here, it's more of a feeling with the bat. Because the sound of it is going to bounce off that wall. And that's why you want to, again, be on this path. Interesting. Yeah, this is, I don't have any answers to anything. I only have questions. This is, I have the answers to everything. And it's like, but they're not asking the right questions. I hope this was helpful. Peace out.